Hi, and welcome to Ivy English. I'm Angela.
And I'm Wesley.
Today, we're on the 5th page of the magazine, and it is July 1st. Yay! It's the first day of the middle of summer.
Okay.
No, so it's interesting, right?
Uh-huh.
The seasons are calculated slightly differently in Taiwan and the U.S.
Oh.
I mean, we think of spring as starting in March and going to April and May, and summer begins in June and goes to August, and fall goes September, October, November, and winter is December, January, February. And that's not exactly how it works in Taiwan. It took me a while, more than 10 years, to nail this weird feeling I had whenever people talked about seasons.
Ooh, okay.
It took me 10 years to work out that people think that summer ends in July. And that August is fall in Taiwan cosmology.
Oh, okay.
August, September, October is fall, and November is winter. I'm like, what? Okay.
所以呢，这个美国的夏天跟台湾的夏天啊，的理论上面开始的时候是不一样的哈。美国的夏天呢是6月开始哈，那台湾的夏天呢是5月就开始了哈。所以 Angela 老师说呢，他一开始在台湾的时候，常常搞不清楚那种感觉哈，因为其实在这个美国的话，7月是夏天正浓的时候啊，就是这个非常就夏天的正中间那一个月。
Yeah, it's the middle, and for you guys, it's the end. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
但对我们来讲，这个在台湾来讲，7月其实已经是夏天最后一个月了，因为8月开始就算秋天了。
But that's just the difference between a semi-tropical climate, that is Taiwan, and a northern climate that I grew up in Wisconsin.Yeah,
那其实主要的原因就是因为台湾算亚热带哈，那这个美国呢应该算是温带的气候了。
Yeah, and it's just different seasons.
Yeah, 所以季节会不一样。
And it's reflected in the language. So, but we're not talking about seasons today. We're talking about spinning through day and night.
好，那我们的中文标题是为什么白天和黑夜不一样长。好，那这个标题当然中文标题跟英文标题是没有直接的关系，好，不是一个 translation。好，因为英文的标题呢spin 就是旋转啊，而且 spin 这个旋转呢跟其他的旋转的差别在哪里呢？好，像我们通常讲旋转，我们可以讲 turn 或者 circle， 那是比较 general 的说法。但是 spin 呢通常是表示快速的旋转，好 rotate rapidly。
Think of a dancer.
就好像一个舞者哈，这个很快的在原地旋转，所以 spin 它转得很快，而且通常它的范围不会太大。那它跟 rotate 的差别是 rotate 也是一样，它是围着自身的轴线或者中心在旋转，但是感觉起来 rotate 它可能范围会大一点。
You can rotate slowly. I can't imagine spinning slowly.
所以你可以 rotate 慢慢的 rotate， 有可能慢慢的旋转，但是 spin 不太可能很慢的转。
Let's confuse people a little bit further. We've got revolve.Revolve is to move around something else in a circular motion.
Yeah, 那另外一个旋转呢是 revolve, R-E-V-O-L-V-E. 好，那 revolve 它指的是按照轨道来旋转，好，是一个 orbital movement. Orbit 就是轨道 O-R-B-I-T， 所以它是一个围绕轨道的旋转。好，所以例如你可以说，好 ，The Earth revolves around the sun.
Yes.
就地球是围着太阳转，所以这种有轨道的这个旋转呢是 revolve。 好，那如果说是这个地球自己自转的话，那个是 rotate。
Yes.
Yeah, 所以你也可以说，好 ，The Earth rotates on its axis。 地球是在它轴心上面旋转啊，所以这几个都是旋转，但是有一点点差别，各位顺便把它学起来。
So our title could have been rotating through day and night or spinning through day and night, but really literally the planet spins very fast in terms of how the universe thinks of it.
Yeah.
So we're spinning and it's just going day and night as we revolve around the sun.
好，那这个标题呢，所以呢也可以讲 rotating 好 through day and night 好，因为这个地球的旋转你可以说到 rotate。 那但是呢如果说从整个宇宙的这个角度来看的话呢，地球转的还算相当快，所以也可以用 spin。
All right, let's read our actual article. Humans are diurnal creatures, which means that we are active during the day and sleep at night. Sunlight hours are when we work, play, and eat, and when the sun sets, we get ready for sleep. This divide is one of the most important aspects of our life. But have you ever really thought of why it happens? The division of day and night is due to the rotation of the Earth. The Earth spins on an axis that goes from the North Pole to the South Pole. The world rotates eastwards on this axis, and this is why the sun appears to rise in the east and set in the west, though in reality it is the Earth that is moving around the sun. It takes about 24 hours for the globe to make a full rotation, during which time the entire Earth will experience a full day while that area is facing the sun, and night when it is facing away from the sun. Of course, as you are probably well aware, the duration of daytime and nighttime are not equal. This is because of the Earth's axial tilt, which currently is 23.44 degrees. This tilt changes throughout the year. When the North Pole is tilted towards the sun, the Northern Hemisphere experiences summer along with more daylight hours, while the Southern Hemisphere experiences winter and shorter days. What's more, the length of the day will vary depending on where you are in relation to the equator. In June, July, and August, the sun never sets in regions north of the Arctic Circle. As you can imagine, that can make it difficult to sleep sometimes. So the Earth doesn't so much spin as wobble.
What do you mean?
Well, because it said that the axial tilt changes throughout the year. Mm-hmm. That means that we're wobbling. Wobbling is like, imagine spinning a top, and then as it loses speed, it starts getting more and more like off of its axis. It starts wobbling until it falls over. And I don't think the Earth is going to fall over, but we're definitely wobbling.
Wobble 就是各位可以想象那个陀螺哈，陀螺在转的时候一开始可以转得很好，可是慢慢它没有力量的时候，好就会在摇摇摆摆的，好像快要掉下来那种感觉，那就是 wobble.
Yeah. So we're just wobbling slightly. We got some time. Anyways, humans are diurnal creatures. And that means that we are active during the day and sleep at night. If you're nocturnal, that means that you're active during the night and sleep during the day.
但是呢，如果我们是 diurnal， 那就是表示白天和白天有关的是昼行性的啊。那刚刚这个 Angela 讲到一个 nocturnal 哈，是夜行性的。那事实上这两个字呢，各位发现后面都是 turnal 哈，那前面的那个字首好，或者在前面那个字根在拉丁文里面意思不一样哈。diurnal 那个 di 啊，在拉丁文是 dies 啊。它是 day 的意思，那 nocturnal 那个 noc 呢，在拉丁文里面是 nox， 它是 night 的意思。好，所以一个白天，一个晚上，跟拉丁文字根有关。好，所以这个句子讲到说，人类呢是白天是昼行性的生物啊 ，which means 啊，也就是说它的意思是什么样呢？什么叫做昼行性呢？也就是说 we are active during the day， 那也就是说我们在白天的时候呢是活动的，我们在白天来活动。好，所以 are active， 英文是用be 动词加形容词，但是在中文的话呢，这个地方其实会用动词来表达。好，我们是白天活动啊，叫做 we are active during the day。然后呢 ，sleep at night 就是晚上我们会睡觉，所以这个在晚上 during the day 相对于 at night， 那各位也要顺便记一下哈，这个 during the day 常常跟 at night 两个会这个配成一对，一个是白天，一个是晚上。
Is there a term for creatures that only sleep like 4 hours a night and are active the rest of the time? Because that's actually what human beings are right now.
Really?
We're like 18-hour-a-dayers at this point.
That would be something like abnormal.
No, the problem is this is normal under capitalism on this planet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. 啊，所以这个恩教授刚说有没有一个词可以形容晚上只睡4个小时的这种生物哈？那据我所知是没有。不过现在很多人晚上大概都不睡觉的哈，那可能只睡4个小时。
Anyways, normally, sunlight hours are when we work, play, and eat. We spend our time in the sun, in the light. And when the sun sets, when the sun goes to bed, we get ready for sleep. This is really the ideal, and it is not what happens in modern society.
Yeah. 好，所以呢 sunlight hours 哈，就是日照的时刻，有太阳在照的时刻也就是白天的意思哈。所以 sunlight hours are when we work， 我们就在这个时候，这个 when 你可以把它解释成为 are the time when we work 哈，所以白天就是 the time when we work， 我们在这个时候我们是工作，然后呢我们 play， 白天我们在玩乐哈，当然现在很多人晚上也在玩乐了哈。那还有呢 eat， 我们也在白天饮食，然后呢 when the sun sets， 就当太阳下山的时候 sets 在这里就是指下山，日落之后呢 we get ready for sleep， 我们就准备睡觉。 那这里各位也可以注意一下，中文会讲准备睡觉，感觉起来好像准备跟睡觉都是动词啊，但事实上英文这时候会用睡觉会用名词来表示 get ready for sleep， 就是准备要睡觉了。
Now, this divide is one of the most important aspects of our life. It's true, but we never think about it. We never think about that's like a salient feature of being a human being is that we sleep half of our life or less at this point. But have you ever really thought of why it happens? Why do we have this wake-sleep divide in our life?
好 divide 就是分隔的意思，就是 division， 我们等一下下一段一开头就会用 division， 这两个字意思是差不多的。好，那这个 divide 它其实你看它的字根 di is apart， 好，那个 vide 这个音节呢它是 separate 的意思，所以就 separate apart 就把它切开来啊。好
Divide and division as nouns are basically the same.
Yeah， 好，所以 divide 做名词的时候跟 division基本上是一样的意思，好，所以这样的一个区别是 one of the most important aspects， 这是我们这个 aspect 就是一个面向of our life， 我们生活最重要的面向之一。好，那刚刚这个 Angel 老师在讲解的时候，他用到一个字，可能有的人可能没有听清楚啊，他说这是一个 a salient feature 啊，就是一个很明显的一个特色。那 salient 这个字蛮好，它的意思是很明显的意思哈，那很显著的意思，它的拼法是 SALIENT， 好 salient， 好，那 feature 就是一个特色。好，所以呢，这是我们生活的一个很重要的一个面向啊，一个one of the most important aspects。好 ，aspect 这个字叫面向，这个字它的字根其实很好玩，那个 as 是 to 的意思，那个 spect 是 look 的意思，所以就是 to look， 所以这个面向就是你会看到的一个面向，所以 to look。好，那 spect 当 look 这个字根呢很常见啊，像 expect 叫期待预期，为什么？因为 ex 是 out， 你往外看就是你很期待看到什么东西啊。那还有很多我们没有时间讲啊，但各位把它学起来，这是一个很重要的字根啊。这个 spect 就是看的意思。好，所以这是很重要的一个面向。但是呢 ，Have you ever really thought of 这个各位可以把它整个背起来啊。Have you ever really thought of 就是你有没有真正的想过啊？所以你有没有真正的想过什么东西呢 ？Why it happens？ 你有没有真正的想过为什么会这样呢
？We'd also say, have you ever thought about why it happens? Thought about or thought of. The tiny difference is thought about sort of implies you've spent more time on it. And thought of means you've thought up a reason for it. Like a single answer.
OK， 好，所以你也可以说 Have you ever thought about something？ 那如果用 about 的话呢，感觉起来会想得更久，时间会想得更多。那 thought of 就是想到这件事情。
Yeah, like thought about is maybe you didn't get to a result. Thought of implies that you got a result.
而且呢，你如果用 thought of 的话呢，就感觉起来就是你有想到一个结果了。但是 thought about 可能想来想去没有想出什么明确的结果。
Now, the division of day and night is due to the rotation of the Earth. And we covered rotation when we were talking about the title. Rotation and spinning are both turning around an axis. And an axis is just like an invisible line through an object that the spinning is happening around.Yeah,
就是我们现在就会看到的轴线axis。所以我们看到这一句，他说这个日跟夜的区隔is due to 是由于 the rotation of the earth 是因为地球的自转当然 rotation 是转动，但是当我们讲的 rotation of the earth 指的就是地球的自转。
So the Earth spins on an axis, an imaginary axis, not a real pole. When I was a kid, I thought there was actually a metal pole that went from the North Pole to the South Pole, and I thought that's why they were called poles.
That's why you were a kid.
I was a kid. But the thing is, they're called the poles because that's where we imagine the axis to go through. But they aren't actually anything special. There's nothing special or pole-like about the poles.It's just the name that we give the area because that's where the imaginary axis goes through, because they are the apparent center of the spinning.
Yeah, 好，所以这个地方讲到说，这个地球呢旋转是在一个轴线axis。那个轴线呢，其实是个想象的轴线但是因为我们想象地球有那么一个轴线，所以我们才会有所谓的南极跟北极那南极跟北极呢，它看起来其实它不是一个那个棍子的一端，感觉起来但那只是一个 area， 所以这个各位记得这个为什么会有 the North Pole 跟 the South Pole， 那是因为有一个 imaginary 的这个 axis一个在，所以讲这个轴线的北边那一端就是南极，南边那一端就是北极。对不起，南边那一端就是南极，北边那一端就是北极。Okay?
Yes. Now, the world rotates what we call eastwards on the axis because it goes what we call the east. And that's why the sun appears to rise in the east, because we're literally going east towards the sun. We think the sun is coming to us, but actually we're going towards the sun. And then we leave the sun behind in the west. It sets in the west.
Mm-hmm.
Because in reality, it is the earth that is moving around the sun.
好，所以这个世界呢 rotates 旋转 eastwards 是往东边旋转，在这个轴线上地球是往东边旋转，所以呢太阳会出现在东边日升的时候 rise 太阳升起的时候是在东边，然后呢落下的时候是在西边，那是因为我们是往东边旋转。好 though in reality 实际上呢其实是地球围绕着太阳在转不是太阳在围着地球转，是地球围着太阳转。
So it takes about 24 hours. It's not exactly 24 hours, but it's around that for the globe to make a full rotation, for the globe to turn entirely around to the point where it was 24 hours earlier, during which time the entire Earth will experience a full day. So whatever part of the Earth is facing the sun is experiencing day, and whatever part of the Earth is facing away from the sun is experiencing night.
好，所以 it takes about 大概需要24个小时的时间it takes about 多少时间 for somebody to do something 那个 somebody 在这里就是 the globe 所以地球呢大概需要24个小时做什么事情呢 to make a full rotation make a full rotation 就是完整的转一圈大概要24小时。那 during which time 就在这段期间呢这个 which 是个关系代名词所以各位发现 during 前面是一个逗点，这个地方你如果说打个句点的话，后面就要讲 during that time 那就是另外起一句了，但是因为在这里它是用关系代名词跟前一句连起来，所以是逗点during which time 在这段期间呢整个的地球会 experience 会经历 a full day 一整天然后呢在这个时候呢 that area 就是当这个 area is facing the sun 所以面向太阳的那边就是白天，然后呢会经历到晚上，什么时候会经历到晚上呢 when it is facing away from the sun， 所以 facing away from the sun 就是背向太阳，所以当你面向太阳的时候那就是白天，你背向太阳的时候就是晚上。
Of course, as you are probably well aware, if you're well aware of something, it means that you know about it. You can just say you are probably aware. That means, oh, you probably know about it. But if I say you are probably well aware, it's like I'm telling you something that you absolutely already know. I'm not telling you anything new. I'm acknowledging that you are not a dumb person, basically. So, of course, as you are probably well aware, because you are a human being on this planet, the duration of daytime and nighttime are not equal. There are some shorter nights and some longer nights and some shorter days and some longer days on this planet, and you have experienced this.
Yeah, so of course, as you are probably well aware, 就是正如你可能非常清楚的，这个 well 其实就是非常的意思所以你一定已经知道，这个其实就告诉读者说，我知道你不是笨蛋而且呢，事实上不只是那样，它是跟读者产生某一种 connection， 就是我们是同一国的，你知道这件事情的所以你知道什么事情呢 The duration 就是持续的时间 of daytime and nighttime 就是白天跟晚上持续的时间 are not equal 并不相等。
And this is because of the Earth's axial tilt, which is currently at 23.44 degrees. If the Earth was vertical, it would just be at 0 degrees tilt. But it's actually off vertical. Our axis is off of the vertical. And so as we spin, we don't spin perfectly horizontally around our axis.
好，所以呢，这个地方讲到说，为什么日夜会这个不一样，长时间会不一样呢？因为地球的 axial 就是跟轴线有关的 tilt 就是倾斜slant S-L-A-N-T 那地球目前在转的时候倾斜的角度 currently 目前at the present time 是 23.44 度所以有一点点倾斜，所以才会 wobble 那 wobble 刚刚没有拼忘了拼给各位听 wobble 的拼法是 W-O-B-B-L-E W-O-B-B-L-E
Thanks for that. So this tilt changes throughout the year. So we don't even have a consistent tilt. The current tilt is the current at the time of this publication. We can't guarantee that you're exactly at 23.44 degrees right now as you are reading it, because the tilt changes.
Yeah, 好，那现在啊，我们刚刚讲，现在那个倾斜角度23.44度，那但是这个倾斜角度呢 changes 会改变 throughout the year， 一整年当中，这个倾斜角度会改变的。
When the North Pole is tilted towards the sun, the northern hemisphere experiences summer, along with more daylight hours, while the southern hemisphere experiences winter and shorter days. So this is why summer days are longer and winter days are shorter. It's because our planet wobbles and doesn't perfectly vertically rotate around its axis.
好，所以呢，当这个北极is tilted towards 北极向什么倾斜？当北极好向太阳倾斜的时候呢，那北半球the Northern Hemisphere 它就会经历到夏天同时 along with 同时伴随着 more 更多的 daylight hours， 所以它白天会更长while 那另外一方面呢，当南极the Southern Hemisphere 经历到冬天，而且呢它的日子比较短，也就是说当北极向太阳倾斜的时候呢，北半球是夏天，那白天也比较长，南半球是冬天，那白天比较短。
What's more, the length of the day will vary depending on where you are in relation to the equator. How close or far away are you from the equator will determine how long or short your day is. And as a northern person, I'm going to say I miss the extreme length of the summer in Northern Europe and in Northern America.
Yeah.
I mean, it's light until like 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And the afternoon, that golden hour, is actually like 3 hours long. It's really fantastic. And I feel cheated every time the sun goes down by 7 or 7:30 like it does here. I feel a little bit cheated. Even if the sun gets up at 4 in the morning, I don't care. I want my afternoon hours. Thank you very much.
Yeah. 好，所以呢，这个在美国比较靠北边还有像例如说我以前去阿拉斯加的时候，那个夏天的白天非常的长晚上到10点11点还是白天所以呢感觉很棒不过呢，我们来看这个句子What's more 更有甚者，怎么样呢？这个白天的长度 will vary 会改变这个vary 呢就是改变的意思它另外一个跟它一样的动词也很棒的，也是不及物动词，是 differ will differ D-I-F-F-E-R。 那而且英文里面常会讲说 something will vary depending on something else， 就是这东西 A 会改变会依照 B 而改变，会跟着 B 改变，叫做 A vary 或 will vary depending on B。 那在这个 depending on 就是 according to， 那在这里呢，白天的时间会跟什么改变呢？跟 where you are 你的位置在哪里， in relation to the equator 就是相对于赤道你的位置在哪里所以相对于赤道你的位置在哪里会改变白天的长度。
So in June, July, and August, our northern hemisphere summer, the sun never sets in regions north of the Arctic Circle. That's kind of how they determined the Arctic Circle, by the way. And so you get like this endless daytime, which is called the white nights. It's very poetic.
好，所以呢，这个夏天在这个北极圈以北的地方呢，不会有夜晚的那他们叫做 white night 白夜，白色的夜。
So it never really gets dark, but it's not really light. It's kind of this weird, it's almost like a state of suspension is what it feels like. People have described it like that. So as you can imagine, that makes it difficult to sleep sometimes.
好，所以呢，这两句是说在这个6月、7月跟8月的时候呢，在北极圈以北的地区regions north of the Arctic Circle 是太阳是不会落下去的 The sun never sets 好，那所以呢，你可以想象一下，这个会让 make it difficult to sleep， 这会让你很难睡觉sometimes， 因为一直都亮亮的因为像刚刚 Angela 讲那个所谓的 white night， 它有的时候不是真的说这个很亮很亮的白天，但是也不会暗下来所以感觉起来是有一点在悬在中间那种感觉所以要睡也不是，不睡也不是。
So we have some questions here for you. Number one is, what makes the sun appear to rise in the east according to the passage?
好，所以根据本文，是什么让太阳看起来好像在东方升起呢？
The answer is B, the direction of the Earth's rotation. We rotate towards the east, and so it feels like the sun is coming up in the east.
好，所以答案是 B， 是地球自转的方向。
Number 2, what information is not provided in the article?
本文没有提供哪些资讯呢？
The answer is C, the average daylight in summer. The other 3 we talked about.
答案是 C, 夏季的平均日照时间。
And number 3, look at the picture. What season is Taiwan most likely experiencing now?
看图片，台湾现在最可能经历哪个季节呢？
The answer is B, summer, which we are actually in.
Yeah, 答案是 B, 夏天。
Okay, that is all we have for you today, but please wait 24 hours and we will have more for you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.